Hey, what's going on, YouTube? I'm back. Haven't made a video in a while. I don't think. I don't remember the last time I made a video. Prolixin. Could have been a while. Um, for my subscribers that follow, I'm gonna apologize for this right now. I have tobacco in, so it's probably kind of gross, but I got time alone. I don't know for how much longer, so I wanted to make a video. Again, I'm sorry. Um, I want to talk about something a little bit possibly controversial, hardest word to say, apparently. Um, a lot of schizophrenics that I've talked to, either online, a friend of mine, Twitter, they all mention the same thing that I struggle with severely: sedation. If you read any of the leaflets or do some research online about antipsychotics, there's actually a few that will give you charts about every antipsychotic there is and how sedating they are. Little, mild, moderate. Prolixin is in with Haldol, which I think is mild, not quite moderate. But for me, it doesn't even really matter what it is. It could cause the smallest amount of sedation, and it will knock me out. Flat on my butt. I'm done. I'm tired. I'm sleeping. Now, you might ask, if you're so tired, how are you so lifted? This is where the controversy comes in. I have been failing with all my antipsychotics, either for oversedation or they simply don't work. Most of the time, they work for a little while, and then they just fade, which is very, very rare. Antipsychotics, I think, have like an 8-year lifespan, typically. On the research I've done, it could be wrong. It's the internet, you know. I'm hoping it's right. Not for me, but for everyone else that takes them, because switching sucks, and you shouldn't switch if you need to. But switching all the time is not good. I got upped on my antipsychotics. I take 1 milligram of Prolixin in the morning, this little tiny pill, and I take this hefty, crack this stupid thing open, 2.5 at night. Knocks me right out. Makes it very, very, very difficult to get up in the morning. And the doctor also prescribed me, because I started getting the shakes. Wonderful. I got put on this little gem. Oh, wrong one. That's not that. I must have knocked it over. It's down here. I have tons of pills, as you can see. This is cogentin, which is supposed to stop the shakes. However, I'm not taking it. I took it for about a week. I'll tell my doctor next week that I'm not taking it anymore, obviously. It causes such bad dry mouth. Like, it's awful. I'm awake every hour drinking water. I can't stand it. It just was not. And one of the side effects, sedation. I took Gedon. I took it in the morning. I went to bed, woke up, ate some food, took it, went to bed, woke up, ate some food, cycle. Every med I've been on, except for Latuda, which did not work for me, caused extreme sedation. I just slept. I woke up, took my meds, and slept. I can't have that. I have a daughter, I have a wife, I have a home, and I can't be sleeping 24/7. It's not in the cards. So, I bring it up to my doctor. Now, I'm very blunt with my doctor. I never beat around the bush. If there's something I want and I think it's going to benefit me, I bring it up. I'm not afraid to ask for it. A lot of people are, because they're afraid of their psychiatrist or their psychologist, their doctor, their med doctor, and they don't want to ask for these things, which is understandable. It's an intimidating place. You're in there for a mental illness. It sucks. But you need proper treatment. I was reading an article about stimulants. Ritalin, Adderall, and there's another one that starts with a D that's like super potent. So my doctor decided, weighing the pros and cons obviously, because it is something I would imagine for a doctor very difficult to give to a schizophrenic. But I got, no, wrong one, sorry. 10 milligrams about 2 hours after I take my Prolixin of Ritalin. Now, 10 milligrams is a really low dose, so it was a little bit easier. And from what I read and what I was told and what I heard, it's a little less psychoactive than the Adderall. And I have to tell you, it wakes me up. I'm alert and focused. That's one thing, too, that I really think should be especially considered with someone who is schizophrenic. The side effect that I do have, though, is the anxiety. I've always had bad anxiety, and because my mind is constantly running, it makes it a little bit worse. Manageable for me, somewhat. I still can manage it to a comfortable degree for me. It's controversial because they say stimulants can cause psychosis. What I've read is that stimulants cause psychosis with a few things: abuse, too high of a dose, lack of sleep. I'm on a low dose, I don't abuse it, and I get plenty of sleep. Plenty of sleep. I sleep about between 6 to 8 hours a night, which is great because I have a daughter too, which is perfect, so I do get plenty of sleep. So I'm not worried about that. I haven't noticed an increase in my symptoms. I haven't noticed an increase in my hallucinations, delusions, paranoia, none of that. In fact, before, my thought process was so, I always explain it like a heart monitor at a hospital, in kind of a backwards, messed up way. If you look at a heart monitor in a hospital, when you're plugged into it, it goes up and down, showing your heart rate, and that's how my thoughts were. Up and down. I couldn't keep them in line. And that's what a lot of schizophrenics have problems with, keeping their thoughts in line. So this is why I think Ritalin might be a good thing. Not only just to wake you up, but to keep your thoughts in a stream. Now, here's the struggle. A lot of schizophrenics have racing thoughts, which I have found this actually helps. I don't know if I have like ADD somewhere hidden that just hasn't ever been talked about or discovered, but it takes my thoughts in a steady stream, like a flat line on the monitor. Instead of the ups and downs, I'm in a stream. It goes so fast, I can think about what I'm going to do in 20 minutes, analyze it, and I found the best way to do it. I'm really sorry about this. My thoughts are so clear and so focused. When I actually do hit a hallucination, and I come across it, I have that much more of my mind working in the line where I can break down hallucination and realize I'm hallucinating right now. And it's kind of actually making more sense. I'm figuring out why, well, not why, who knows why, but I'm figuring out a way not to let it attach, if that makes sense. It might make sense for some people. Like, manifest, probably a better word. And it just goes. I'm like, okay, I'm hearing this, and it's meaning this, and I'm not paying attention to that. Great, you know? I will say, though, which definitely doesn't have anything to do with the Ritalin, and I'm sure if any outsiders are watching this, they're gonna jump on it, and it makes sense. So, whatever. The Prolixin that I am on now, even with the higher dose, isn't working. Again, it's really not from the Ritalin. I don't believe it is. I mean, I'm not a doctor. I'll talk to my doctor about it. We'll discuss it. If she thinks it is, I'll probably be off it. Maybe on a even less than Ritalin psychostimulant. But I make a lot of these videos on my meds. Well, not a lot, but I've been trying to. Each one that I go on, I've missed a ton, obviously. I didn't join early enough in the stages. But Prolixin is not working for me either. My symptoms have not increased, but they haven't really decreased. And some of my paranoia is a little bit heightened, but whenever a med stops working for me or I stop taking it, my paranoia usually skyrockets. That's how I know the med isn't working. My voices they're alright. I constantly hear them. Hearing them now, which makes making videos extremely difficult, but I can process it a little more. It's like reading a book and someone talking to you. If you zone into the book, you can still focus on it, but you still hear that person talking. It makes it a little bit difficult, but it's still possible. So that's basically what I go through. But at this stage for me, it's all manageable. I can focus on more than one conversation and myself talking. I think that's pretty great, actually. So, the paranoia is heightened. Delusions, which I don't know if you can call them delusions, I believe them, but I recognize that no one else does, so it has to be a delusion. Makes sense to me. So, my Prolix is not working. With that being said, I hope that if you are struggling with extreme sedation, which is supposedly supposed to go away over time, that you do reach out to your doctor and discuss. Not jump on it, but discuss maybe some options to boost you so you can still be productive. That's one thing that people with schizophrenia have a problem with, is productivity. And I'm not sure it can be completely blamed on the illness, but I think a lot of it can be blamed on the meds. Because they so sedate you, and when you're extremely tired and zombified, it's hard to do anything. Talk to your doctor and weigh it. Like I said, don't just jump on it, because it is controversial. It's something that's not to just be taken. Just take it. You gotta understand what it can do to you. So, with that being said, I'll end it. I see my doctor next week. If I get put on a new med or upped again, I will make another video when I have time and let you know how that one goes. I'll obviously give you my first impressions the first week I take it, and then as I'm on it, since they usually die out for me, I'll let you know how that goes too. So, that's that. I'll end this the way I do. If you need help, have questions, feel free to leave a comment. I try to reply to them as often as I can. Sometimes I do forget about my YouTube page, and then I come back and there's comments from like 2 weeks ago, and I apologize to those people. If you want to reach me easier, which I'll get directly as soon as you send it, I'll get it. You can email me. You can email me at writingtales@Yahoo, which I've said in my past videos, and it's my YouTube account. But I don't check that one that often anymore. So if you want to get a hold of me and ask me questions, help, advice, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a professional, but I'll try, based on experience or other people's. Email me at DarkElf, Sky, SKY, @yahoo.com. And I'll try to help. So, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to follow my boring life. Whatever. And, yeah, have a good one.